Arith. This is Obsolete Wonder Woman 4 from earlier this year. March it would have been. Hot tip. If you want to know what month an issue of Obsolete Wonder Woman came out, just subtract 1 from the issue number. When you hit issue 14, it stops working. She has got a big sword on the cover, and if you are in love with a big sword, then this is the issue for you. I thought it was the weakest issue yet, and I cannot say that and then open to this page of 2 black women and not be judged. I am not someone who hates a comic for having 2 black women. That is someone else. And I suppose a positive you could take from this is, despite this page making it seem that way, they are not lesbians. At least not with each other. They are sisters. One of them is Dawn from The Office, well-known Wonder Woman supporting character. I had a nightmare trying to find a cutaway of her for last time. I was going to use this, but I didn't realise she shared a page, and by not clarifying I meant her, I got fed up imagining the amount of comments I would get saying Harvey Bullock is my favourite Wonder Woman character. The race swap happened already before this. That was New 52. Another reason it was hard to find a cutaway of her. I really don't have any comment on her being race swapped. Maybe if I had read more Wonder Woman, but I haven't. So all I can say is the race swap makes me calling her Dawn from The Office even more confusing. Wonder Woman and Chris Pine have shown up at Dawn's. Chris Pine knows her. And the other person we have, Dawn's sister, she is into magic with a K and witches and shit like that. She is the reason they have come here. Despite me being responsible for having written about 90% of Pilkipedia's articles on secondary characters from the UK version of The Office, I don't remember if Dawn mentions having a sister. But if you go over to the article for Oggy, the character Stephen Merchant played, you have that unmistakable Cap Wolf humour in the notes at the bottom of the page. I did those profiles. Nobody really got the joke, but I was doing a parody of Lostpedia. I remember I also made a page for David Brent's Book of Native American Wisdom, and I listed it as a character. I was 17 and just as funny as I am now. I think her sister might be an original character, first introduced here. Again, I don't know Wonder Woman well enough to say otherwise. But let's focus on our art for once, 4 issues in. Peabody and Sherman is our artist, and I know there's going to be some comments calling it indie comic art or colouring book art. I mean, it's different, and if there's one thing I find boring, it is people who are unwilling to budge and accept that comic art has evolved and now encompasses a lot more different style and different influence than in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And that is not a bad thing just because it's different, or in this case, just a slight bit different to what you are used to or what you think is what comic art should be. I'm not saying you have to like this just because it's a bit different or it's trying something. And I'm probably not talking about you. I'm not talking about Robert the subscriber. He said something that looked like colouring book art once. And now every fucker down below stole that and says it about anything. This artist, he seems to have come out of nowhere. And he is doing two of the better DC books this year. He also does Batman Dark Patterns. That is good. That is a good Batman maxi series. The art is honestly the thing doing all the work this issue. We have interesting layouts and ideas, and it's with purpose this time around. It's nearly all tied to performing magic in this issue, and it works for that, making it feel different and special kinetically. It makes the magic carry a style of its own. And that is why they came to Dawn and her sister to stock up on some basic magical ingredients. The writing, well, the scripting, is good, mostly. But I think plot-wise and plotting is where this starts to suffer. Flashback to the days of Wonder Tot in Hell. We get a sequence focusing on Circa. And I got antsy here thinking they were doing exactly what I don't want to see, which is having Circa be evil. The first few bits seem to be going there, but then it saves face and it turns out we are establishing the opposite, that the love between her and her adoptive daughter, Wonder Woman, is powerful. Here is Ekata. She is like the source of bad magic in Wonder Woman mythology. Her name is often what is invoked by the likes of Circa. And I know Ekata. She was in the same Dark Justice League story that I mentioned last time, the one that introduced me to Circa. Ekata was trying to manifest on Earth and trying to possess Wonder Woman. The Witching Hour, I think that was what the story was called. There's also a Marvel version. In a Miss Marvel story, Ekata was in a Miss Marvel story. And I saw a great comment that suggested that the character could have been a Reshkago impersonating another deity. And that would have been an excellent idea. But then the comment underneath that said it doesn't work because Ekata was in a Hercules Man story where she was treated like the real deal. I think she also had an Andy book profile near the end of the Andy books where it confirmed that Ekata was Ekata, so it can't be a Reshkago, as good as that would have been. So now, here is Wonder Woman, covered head to toe in blood. This ain't your mama's Wonder Woman. This one paints herself in blood to do dark magics. She is off to fight the Tetracide. And that is where my criticism really begins. The Tetracide has been set up fairly decently. It is this giant horror, the ultimate terror. It represents evil. It is a conceptual horror that will devour us all. And it feels like a cop-out now. I was thinking on this page that her big sword seems to have gotten bigger. And then we have Some more nice artistic stuff with Peabody and Sherman showing magic. I know it's not original, but I like it, the idea. Most of you probably don't. I'm really coming off like I ate all of you, when I only really ate Mark Shalusky. She makes her sword bigger. She makes her sword giant, massive, enormous. Her big sword is the biggest sword. And then she uses it to chop the Tetracide in half. That's it. She's defeated it, I think. In the style of that ending, that's a review.